All right, how we doing? Good morning. Good morning. So, following yesterday's trend day move, what we're looking for today is to see how price responds to that prior day high. Now, typically, following trend day move, it's going to be more of a compression day, more of a neutral type of range bound day. As always, that can manifest in a couple of different ways. One of them being essentially a range near that prior day high, something like this, where price just kind of oscillates through that overnight range. You can also see a true inside day, which would just be today's daily bar within the prior day's bar, or kind of within that same vein, you'll see like a partial retracement of yesterday's trend day move. And so if we do end up seeing that scenario, what you can do is you can take your fib retracement from yesterday's low up into this morning's high and get some retracement levels. Now that first 23% shallow retracement is right there near that 55.40 level of interest. So that'll definitely be on watch if price does start to pull back a bit. Now, on that note, buyers are definitely going to be interested in defending this 55.60 area. You can see the structural significance from last week there, and then previous to that, that was a big area of support back from Wednesday, August 28th. So 55.60, definitely a key level there for ES. This morning, I want to see how things open up, how that intraday structure develops, see what kind of clues we can get for what type of trading session it's actually going to be. Right? Are buyers able to sustain the directional move? And then how is the intraday structure going to be unfolding? As always, no crystal ball, just working with what price gives us and then responding accordingly. So let's take a look at NQ. The main watch here is going to be pretty similar. We have pretty much the same type of structure here for NQ. Big trend day move yesterday. Intermediate term change of character up through that 19,100 area right through there. It's a little easier to see on the hourly chart. Right through here, you can see last week's key pivot right there, prior support, then becomes resistance. Now price is breaking up through that area. Now, same type of thing. If we do start to see some retracement of yesterday's trend day move, you could take that fib retracement tool from yesterday's low up into this morning's high. That should give you some good retracement levels to work with. That first 23% retracement is down into 19,150. So we got about 2 minutes till the open here. Let's see how things start to unfold for us. PPI, pretty muted, right? Well within the expectations for today. You have a little blip higher there up into 19,330. And price kind of just settled here near that 19,250 for a low. So as far as economic data, pretty muted, right? There was one short opportunity versus that prior day high. We had the volume point of control here at 275. Let's take a look at that 15-minute bar as we get into the open right now. So not a lot of clarity with this, and kind of in the middle of that overnight range. So let's see how this develops, how this starts to look here. Here's your prior day profile. Big trend day push higher. So we got the open in 1 minute. Personally, in no rush this morning. Our nearest reference point is going to be either the prior day high or potentially the pre-market low. We got the fresh espresso going. A little bit of water. Stay hydrated. And let's see this open here in about 10 seconds. Let's see what we're working with this morning. So there's the open. No gap today. No gap whatsoever. NQ coming into that pre-market low. That's right around 228 area. Here comes that pre-market low on NQ. There's that overnight low, 226 being tested, slight undercut there. Then the next level of interest is down into 19,200. Any 10 a.m. data today? I don't believe so. No 10 a.m. data today. Tomorrow we do have Michigan consumer sentiment at 10 a.m. So we're getting into 19,200 now. So far, sellers pretty strong off the open. Let's take a look at ES here. So ES finding some buyers versus that prior day volume point of control. ES actually a little bit stronger this morning. Some early signs of relative strength there. Let's see if that continues or not. Little bounce there on NQ. Coming into that cash open price. Now approaching session highs, into session highs there. Decent bounce. Pretty decent bounce there. Coming into VWAP now. Session volume point of control and VWAP right there near 280 on NQ. Then your prior day highs right above at 295. There's ES bouncing as well. First 5-minute bar, big hammer. ES back into the lows here. Prior day volume point of control. Struggling with that 55.60 level of interest. And there's NQ rejecting VWAP. Back into that pre-market low zone. So ES a little undercut of the low there and then a bounce. Some early choppiness to be expected. There's NQ making another push there. NQ with a new high of day. Keep an eye on that 15-minute. Still has 7 minutes before it closes. Just keep an eye on that. And NQ coming into that prior day high now. Now prior day high being tested. So we have the first higher low being made here on NQ. Let's see if that pattern sustains. First low made near 210 there. Then your higher low right near 245. NQ struggling with that prior day high. Volume void, what time frame? Talking daily, probably. Volume void. Yeah, a little bit right there. See that? Yeah, definitely could. My expectation would be more for like a range bound day today, like a little resting bar, and then almost like a daily 1 2 3 pattern, and then the continuation tomorrow. Let's see. See how it starts to unfold. So NQ, potential another higher low there. Right at that 250 area. And back into the highs. First 15-minute bar closes here in 4 minutes. So just shy of that prior day high again. Five-minute just shows barcode so far. ES quite choppy. Quite choppy there. Not a lot to do with ES. Patience, 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 patience. ES back into the lows, session lows there, 55.60. See if sellers can break it here. Both indices pretty much in just consolidation patterns now. Another potential higher low there on NQ for the intraday. Talking about very small time frames here. Initial low, higher low, higher low, higher low, potentially. Let's see if buyers can break the high, break that prior day high. First 15-minute bar closes here in a minute and a half. NQ has really yet to trade outside of that opening 5-minute bar. So first 15-minute bar about to close so far. Still have a minute. About a potential doji here. Indecision. First clue that today is going to be more of a neutral range-bound session. But the day is still very young. The day is young. Closes in 6 seconds, 5 seconds. ES back into the lows. All right, first 15-minute bar is in. NQ still just in a holding pattern here. Right near VWAP. Session volume point of control just moved to 263. Moved 10 points lower. Like to see if buyers can break that prior day high and hold. As of right now, there's just pure barcode. You can see it's getting tighter and tighter. So let's see how it resolves. See if we can break this consolidation pattern here. Looks like ES with a new low. Testing that prior day volume point of control, coming into the pre-market low now. Let's see if NQ follows suit here. There's ES into that pre-market low. So 55.60 failing. Next big level of interest is down into the 55.40. And that's your first shallow retracement for the recent trend move. So NQ coming into the lows as well. Consolidation pattern breaks lower. There's the pre-market low. Good volume coming into ES here. Almost the highest volume of the sesh there on that breakdown. So first retracement level is right here into 55.40. We've got about 10 minutes till 10 a.m. Just staying patient this morning. ES, here comes your 55.40 level of interest. So NQ through that 19,200 now. See what that 10 a.m. is looking like. Got about 9 minutes till 10 a.m. Potential 10 a.m. reversal time. No data, though. No data. No 10 a.m. data today. So ES, some responsive buyers there at 55.40. ES, definitely keep an eye on that 55.40 area. And ES into that pre-market low now. Decent little bounce there on ES. NQ as well. Very nice. Very nice. I went for the ES. I trailed a bit too tight because I accidentally bought way too many contracts. So I chickened out a little. But we got a few points there. Haven't traded ES in quite a while. I think it's been like over a month. So we're just looking to see how this intraday structure develops now. If that local low is going to hold into 10 a.m. in about 6 minutes. Buyers are looking to reclaim that pre-market low. Pre-market low 55.54 there. So first shallow fib and that 55.40 area held quite nicely. Love to see it. Let's see 10 a.m. here. Nice bounce on NQ. Wow. Good undercut there. A little bit of a spring setup into the level of interest. Strong buying, right? Entry there on the 1 minute aligns with the spring idea. Anyone catch that? Caught the bounce, very nice. Wow, Des done early. Let's go. You got it, Mish? Nice. Got it. Wow, a lot of you guys got it. Nice. Nicely done. Still waiting. All good. All good. The day is young. It's not even 10 a.m. yet. Oliver, what's up, man? It's been a while. No, I switched to futures a few years ago. Most of my options days are behind me. But we still got some guys in the think tank that are active in the options. If you're still in the options game and you've never traded futures, I recommend at least checking it out. Much, much easier in my opinion. That's what prompted me to make the switch. It's also much easier to run into liquidity issues with the options, which I found out the hard way on a couple of occasions. So now what we want to see is whether ES and NQ set up a higher low as we get into 10 a.m. As of right now, NQ, this is a series of lower highs and lower lows. So keep that in mind. Let's take a look at ES. Yeah, ES, same thing. Potential lower high being developed here. What symbol? We're looking at ES and NQ. NASDAQ and S&P 500. One minute till 10. So a couple decent setups so far. Namely, the 5540 bounce was a favorite personally in ES because you have the fib level there as well. The VWAP reject with the prior day high right there is pretty nice as well. If you wanted to try and fade yesterday's trend day move. And then NQ pretty similar. VWAP keeping a lid on price, resolves lower. Decent short if you can find some sort of entry in all of that. But prefer the spring setup at 19,200. Now a potential higher low here at pre-market low. Buyers need a break of VWAP and ideally a break up through that prior day high. Here's 10 a.m. Take a look at your 15 minute. So if we really zoom in here, there's a lot of resistance just through here, right? A lot of supply through this area, some big seller sitting there. So we do see the dips getting absorbed, but they're just running into the big area of supply right through there. So far this is a pretty typical neutral day. Yeah, Oliver, if you trade any SPY, you'll find that ES trades the same. It's a pretty seamless transition if you're familiar with SPY or SPX. It's just kind of a sidestep right into ES, just a little bit of a different product. You don't have to worry about theta decay or any of that other Greeks or anything. So we're staying patient here. We're looking at VWAP here on NQ. We're looking at pre-market low. ES, we're looking at that pre-market low. We're looking at 55.40. And we're staying patient. We are staying patient. So ES, a little break up and through that kind of microstructure there, we could call it. Bumping into that pre-market low now. Not a lot I can do with NQ here. So I'm keeping an eye on ES currently. This is just a bit too congested for my liking. You got VWAP there, the session high, the prior day high. Yeah, trade ovate for futures. Definitely. Good margins. Easy to use platform. And pretty much zero downtime that I've experienced. Volume definitely tapering down a bit. ES rejecting that pre-market low. And NQ, more sellers here at VWAP. Don't get caught in the chop. especially if you caught that long. Definitely don't give back your gains getting caught in choppier conditions. So ES bumping into pre-market low right there again. 55.54 is your pre-market low. We just have kind of just a little consolidation pattern here, right? A little kind of micro structure. Let's see how that intraday fib is looking. There's our session high. Oh, and look at that. That pre-market low aligns with that 50% intraday fib retracement. It's your fib sell zone, so no real surprise to see some sellers there. NQ still an absolute mess. It's very choppy. See if another spring or something like that materializes. Otherwise, personally not interested in getting involved there. Price seems slow. Yeah, I agree. The expectation for today was more that range bound tighter sesh, which is the norm following a trend day. So until price proves otherwise, that's kind of the idea, the framework that I'm working with. So of course it can change, right? We want to be flexible with our expectations, but as of right now, price is kind of aligning with that expectation. So again, I wouldn't mind seeing like a more neutral day today, more of a range bound sideways, less than one ATR type of day, and then tomorrow that next expansion move with MCS at 10 a.m. Then the other thing to keep in mind is that we have FOMC next week. And we also have, I'm pretty sure we have the contract roll next week as well. So get ready to adjust all your charts. Contract rollover. Quarterly expiration. All right, so ES bumping in that pre-market low. Let's see if 55.54 can break. How are we doing with NQ? Yeah, still here. Caught between VWAP and the pre-market low. There we go. ES trying to resolve higher there. Very nice. Good push. No position personally. That looks pretty good. Coming into that prior day volume point of control again. And NQ just bumping into this 270 area again, 275. A little uptick in volume there on ES. Nice little push there on ES into VWAP now. Wow, there we go. Coming into those session highs now, ES. Much better volume. There you go, NQ into the prior day high. So it's looking better now. See if we actually get some setups to work with. NQ buyers looking for some acceptance above current session high and ideally the prior day high. You can make a push for that overnight high if it holds. So NQ, little retest of the prior day high there. Buyers trying to show acceptance. And there's ES into the prior day high as well. ES session volume point of control still way up here. 5570 area, 5569. Can get rid of that intraday fib now. $15-minute definitely looking better. Nice break of all that supply we discussed a little bit ago. ES struggling with that prior day high, session volume point of control area. And NQ back into the prior day high there. So again, buyers looking for that acceptance above the prior day high. If they fail, they'll just be back into intraday range essentially. Next upside reference point, that's your pre-market high. And that is 343, I believe. 342.75. So yeah, 343. Volume's pretty good. Not amazing, but pretty good. NQ with a very slight new high of day there. See if that pre-market high can be tested. Just shy of it now. If you bought that prior day high retest, you want to be trimming. There we go. There's target for that prior day high retest. Decent little setup there. On NQ. Nothing crazy, but a good way to add 40 points to the sesh. Some sellers showing up versus that pre-market high now. And let's see how this continues to develop. Where's ES at? ES, nice break of the prior day high there. Your overnight high is way up into 55.81. NQ 19,200 level of interest, marked that low. That was pretty nice. And ES, I believe it was the 55.40. Yep. Levels of interest. Gotta love them. So ES just looking for buyers to show that continuation into the overnight high. And NQ watching that reaction versus that pre-market high here. Staying patient. You know the drill. We are not even 1 hour into the sesh. Wow. About 10 minutes till 1 hour into the regular trading hour session. NQ just consolidating here near that pre-market high. So ES still in just that kind of holding pattern up near the highs. Let's see what NQ is doing. Very slight new high of day there. 19,350 session high. Buyers attempting to break that overnight high. And pulling in just a bit. Your nearest downside here for a reference point is prior day high. And if you like the fib retracements, it's into 311 for that first fib. There's ES back into the prior day high as well. Keep an eye on that 15-minute bar. Still has 5 minutes before it closes. So NQ held that shallow fib so far, bumping back into the pre-market high. I'd be more interested in the prior day high here, personally. ES holding that prior day high. Pretty shallow pullback though. What are we talking about here? Let's see. Yeah, not even into that 23%. NQ making a stretch for session highs yet again. So first shallow pullback, quickly absorbed. So far, we're still within the context of that neutral day. Until we start to see price breaking this overnight high here on NQ with acceptance, that can start to change things. We'll be looking for, if that does happen, we'll be looking for that 19,430 area. Then up into 19,530. Just looking at that structure from a few weeks ago, right through here. All right, we are 1 hour into the cash session. How's everyone's morning so far? Are we green, flat, red? Earthquake. Oh man, that's not good. That is not good at all. Green, daily goal. Green, green, flat. Good stuff. Good stuff. We've got about plus 70 or so in NQ secured. 2 scalps there. Smaller trades, but decent nonetheless. Taking it slow today. And then I did end up grabbing about 10 points in ES. So we're just chilling, waiting for that next A+ play. Range day expectation today. NQ retesting session highs there. See if NQ can break the highs or not. Volume is really tapered down, just FYI. NQ new high. See if buyers can show acceptance now. How are we doing with ES? ES held that prior day high, coming into the highs again. ES still quite a ways off that overnight high, up in the 55.80 area. So NQ pressing the highs here. Next upside level from a structural standpoint is way up into 430. Hourly looks good. There's ES up and through the highs. Don't need that retracement fib anymore. That's unnecessary. Keep those charts clean. ES, some sellers showing up there now. A little bit of a spring setup potentially, or an up thrust rather. And NQ as well. Good example there as to why you never want to trade a breakout on the index. Prime example. NQ back into VWAP through prior day high. Wow, look at that. Oh my goodness. Sheesh. Session volume point of control. It's a 100-point move in one candle. One 1-minute candle. Highest volume of the session as well. Do we have some news hit? Anyone see some news? So let's see how NQ handles this prior day high. VWAP zone. This is that range day. Range day. So far, anyway, right? Can always change. So NQ, you can bring back that intraday fib retracement there. Right back near that 50% 50 to 61% retracement. ES back into 55.60, a VWAP there as well. Let's see the fib here for ES. Just the, oh no, down into the 50% as well on ES. So a good spot. Let's see if buyers step in there. See if you get any buying activity. There it goes, nice bounce. Pretty nice bounce. Make sure if you're long, you're managing accordingly. Manage those longs. ES back into prior day high there. Solid little bounce. Those are usually great setups. Love the moves with the big velocity. Talked about that in a recent trading mentorship group. So ES, more sellers there at the prior day high. We've got some better volume now. Let's see how this shakes out. NQ back into that prior day high area. No news. All right, that's good info. Yeah, that was just a move to steamroll the breakout traders. They all rushed in and then they all rushed out. NQ back into that 23% fib. Yeah, Nvidia can definitely move the market. NQ, I tried my hand at that higher low. I missed the initial. I was a little too slow with the initial pullback, unfortunately. But that's how it goes sometimes. Got a little scalp there. It's all right. Can't catch them all. Cannot catch them all. Just looking for those easier trades right now. Add some points to the day. I'm already well above daily goal, so not pushing my luck here. Current action is well within expectations for more of that range bound neutral type session, right? So most likely this push up here was like a bull trap. You got people trying to trade the breakout, thinking it's going to be another trend day, and it ends up being a trap. Good baseline rule of thumb is don't trade breakouts in the index. ES back up through prior day high. Really nice setup there in ES. Level of interest, VWAP, 50% fib down below. Big velocity move. Gotta love it. Got to love it. So ES into that session volume point of control now. And we wait for the next setup. That's all we do. NQ session volume point of control right here, 55.69 still. Where's it at on NQ? NQ 260. 260 area. NQ back into that prior day high. Pretty limited follow through on the bounce there. Same with ES. Let's see if this results in something more. Volume tapering down quite a bit again. Yeah, that nice spike. And we're back to below average. So just keep that in mind. We got about 10 minutes until 11 a.m. as well. So let's see what that is looking like. NQ, like I said, back in a prior day high, back into that VWAP area. Last bounce, though, did not show much follow through. ES actually looks a bit stronger here. Nice, Ray. Great job. I was wondering if you were in there, actually. From the office. Very difficult to be a breakout trader on the index. I don't think there's any edge in breakouts on the index. So it's not just difficult, it's unprofitable. That's just anecdotally what I've seen and experienced. Breakout is also subjective to how you define a breakout, so there's going to be some variance there as well. But if we're talking about buying new highs, shorting new lows, then yeah, that probably works, 1 out of 10 times. Yeah, index is mean reverting. Mean reversion product. Yeah, same, Ray. Same. So NQ just kind of churning here near that 300. ES right into prior day high, session volume point of control. Action is quite tight here. I'll probably give it, much like yesterday, give it till Well, I'll say it like this. We'll see if we get a setup or some type of move at 11 a.m. and then either call it then or keep it going depending on how the action looks. Ever taken a trade? Oh man. So NQ defending that prior day high, defending that VWAP area. Buyers are looking for a break of 330 right now. That'll give a retest up into pre-market high and maybe session highs. ES kind of struggling with that session volume point of control right now. After that big pullback move is pretty sleepy here. Pretty slow. Pretty slow. There we go, NQ into that pre-market high now. Making a push for the session highs. As we get into 11 a.m., 4 minutes till 11 a.m. What are we doing with ES? There we go, resolving higher. Pretty good stuff. Pretty good stuff. Let's see this 11 a.m. action. Kind of determine if we keep it going or not. More sellers as we get into that 11 a.m. back into prior day high. No fresh session high was made. So let's see if price actually breaks the prior day high, breaks that VWAP area or not. NQ currently not even 1/2 of an ATR move. Still within the neutral day playbook we have been discussing. There's ES back into VWAP as well. Just want to see if we get any type of move into 11 a.m. here. Any type of setup. Prior day high, VWAP on watch here in NQ. ES, where are we at? Back into VWAP, no real bid there. Back into that 55.60 level of interest. There's a potential lower high. And if there's going to be a true neutral day, then a retest of 1920 is not out of the cards. So there's 11 a.m. A little uptick in volume there. See if buyers defend here or if sellers wash it out. There it goes. Now your next level is down into that pre-market low as a reference point, but really the 19,200 level of interest. I would watch it. I'd definitely look at it down there. Mid-range here, mid-session range. I would not personally be a buyer. I'm not looking for longs here or longs here. Mostly be interested in down here or a break of the high that then offered a higher low. Given the time of day and given the setup currently, cannot be getting involved in the middle of today's range with just a volume point of control and VWAP there. Setup is a little too low quality. Let's take a look at ES. So ES, at least you have the 55.60 level of interest here. But again, if we expect this to be a range day, like a true just sideways neutral day, then current price is mid-range. Not the best location. All right, I'd like to see maybe 55.40 again. All right, folks, I think I'm going to shut it down. We'll keep it going in the think tank, but I need to take a little break here before I meet with one of my clients. Thanks for jumping into the stream. Hope you guys had a great morning. As always, if you have questions, feel free to shoot me a message in the think tank. No problem, guys. Thanks for jumping in. I will see you in the think tank here shortly. Have a good rest of the day.